Tanisha, also known as Crafty of Crafty Creations. And I wanted to do a quick tutorial this evening uh, for the Easter wreath that I displayed on Facebook and Instagram and a couple of different social media places. And I wanted to show you all how to put this particular wreath together. So first of all, this wreath was done completely with items from my local Dollar Tree. And what you will need in order to put this wreath together are the following items. Now, I used, and I'm sure there are other things that can be utilized to put this together, but this is what I did when I made mine. I used the willow wood wreaths that Dollar Tree offers. They come in two sizes. This one, 12 inches, and I think this one, it says 9. So we use a 9 and a 12. I also utilized the rabbit ear headband. It comes in this turquoise kind of blue, pink, and also yellow, which is what I used on my original wreath. I used some wide wire ribbon, which this also came from Dollar Tree. It is from a couple of years back. I'm not certain if this pattern is still around, but that also came from Dollar Tree. And then, of course, your flowers, your stemmed flowers that I actually just remove from this little stem in all different colors, or you can do it all in one particular color, whatever you may choose. But those items, and then of course you're going to need your glue gun and glue sticks. And I also utilized to attach the two willow wreath forms and to attach the headband to those forms. This is a 22 gauge wire that comes on a spool. This did not come from Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure I got this from Home Depot. And I had it around, and it works for attaching the two together. It's really flexible, but very sturdy. And I also use this to wrap the headband to the smaller wreath form. So gathering those items, we will get started. Okay, the first thing that I did was take all of the tags off of the items that I am utilizing and removed my flowers from the stems. And that's just, I just simply pulled off the ends, the little flower piece on the end. I do use some of the leaves also for a little bit of green. I have never had this much difficulty pulling these off before, but they do generally just pop right off. So you want to pull all of those apart and have your flowers ready for glue. And let me show you how this is done. So I took the two wreath forms and I use this 22 gauge wire, which is relatively thin, but pretty strong. And I pull a piece off. And what I did was just wrap around the center so that it holds firmly into place. So, since this willow has these wonderful little areas, I just twist it a little bit around. So that's on there pretty good. And I'm certain you could probably use chenille stems. There's probably a variety of things that will work to attach these two together. This is just what I used. It's what I had on hand. So you're first going to wrap and wrap and wrap and attach the wire. And this is nothing pretty. It's all going to be covered up. Kind of weave it through there. And then fold that wire out of place once this is on there securely. And actually, I think I'm going to use a little bit more wire this time. I didn't really pull off a big enough piece. You could use probably just about anything to attach these the same way. But this is kind of thin, and it hides pretty well under the flowers. So it's what worked for me. Some of you guys may come up with something different. And there you have the body and the head for your rabbit, the two together. Okay, and that's attached with wire. So now we want to add the bunny ears, which is just the headband. And you're going to attach it right to the head of the bunny. And with our wire, once again, we'll attach this part. Let me pull a piece off and get it ready. And what I did was, excuse me, wrap a one end and then wrap the other end and leave the middle open, because that will likely be seen. So I did not wrap this center piece. I'm only going to wrap the edges, the ends, I guess I should say. So taking a piece of my wire, this one isn't staying on as well. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to do this a different way. This one won't stay on like the other one did. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this side. And this will all be covered up with the flowers. So you don't really have to worry about how pretty it looks. Excuse me. My allergies are a mess this time of year. Okay, so then we put this other side on. And get us a piece of wire so that we can wrap the other side. And just like this, just like we did on the other side, we'll just go to town wrapping the wire. Twist the two ends and tuck it away. All right. That essentially is how that rabbit is put together. 9-inch, 12-inch, and a headband. All righty. Now we're going to attach our flowers. Okay, so now that we have got the two wreath forms attached and the headband put on, we are going to start attaching flowers. Now, what I utilized was hot glue. There may be another method that would work better or differently, but that's what I used to create my bunny wreath. You all may have a different technique. But hot glue, and I just start going. Similar to the other wreath that I did with the pool noodle, when you cover the wreath form with the flower, you can kind of tell places that you need to put an additional flower, fill in as you go around. So what I did was just started gluing and went back and filled in where it was necessary. I found it worked best if I applied the hot glue right to the plastic part of the artificial flower and attached it that way to the wreath form. And that's what worked for me. And then I just kind of hold it in place, let that glue set, and move on to the next one. I tried to alternate colors, and you can kind of see where they need to go accordingly. The little grooves in this willow branch wreath form make it pretty awesome for tucking these flowers in. They fit in there really nicely, I noticed. I know Dollar Tree also has some styrofoam-like wreath forms, but I wasn't sure if they came in the sizes that I needed, because I did want 2 sizes. So I just start attaching flowers and go all the way around, fill in as needed. And just make sure that that willow branch form is covered. So we're just going to continue this process. I missed the whole branch. Continue this process all the way around. Okay, now when you have that all the way filled in, you will repeat the same process, gluing flowers on the willow frame, the same thing at the top. So I'm going to turn it this way, and you can see how the bottom of that looks. And you notice you can't see the willow frame at all, or the wire that we utilized up here. All of that is hidden. So I'm going to continue the flower gluing process right here at the top, doing the same thing that we did at the bottom. You're just basically placing these little flowers all the way around the willow wreath form. And you just keep gluing flowers until this thing is filled up. Okay, so continuing to glue and finishing this up, you can see that as you continue, I'm going to put this over here. As you continue to glue, the spaces just fill in. The flowers camouflage very nicely the pieces that we utilized to put this thing together. So I'm going to glue this last flower, and as you can see, it's pretty full. I do utilize a few green leaves, and I just go back and kind of add those in. I don't know, I just thought it looked cute. You may or may not want to add leaves. But that is essentially the wreath in a nutshell. My Alexa just started singing. Did y'all hear that? I didn't tell her to do a thing. Creepy. Anyways, this is the completed wreath with the flowers. And there are some embellishments that I will add, and ribbon. So we will need to make a bow, which I am not very good at, and attach. I will tell you, I attached my bow here with pipe cleaners, so you may want to utilize that. The wire that was used to attach the ears and the 2 wreath forms together will also work to attach the bow. Okay, so we're down to the bow, and the little embellishments, which I also got these from Dollar Tree. They came in a pack of 4, I believe, and I just hot glued them to the bunny, just over to the side or somewhere where you see fit to put them. And my bow, I added a pipe cleaner, ran it right through the back of the bow, and I will attach it right where we joined the 2 wreath forms. And this is a little bit tricky. Took me a minute to do this the first time I made one. But using a full pipe cleaner and then trimming it after you've attached is the best way, I think, to put it on. So that you have the pipe cleaners to work with. And I just kind of fed it through where we attached. And then I'll turn it over and secure this all the way down. Let me get my stuff in order and make this look neat. Now my bow is a hot mess because I don't make bows. But it suffices for what it is I'm doing, I suppose. I wouldn't dare want to put that on a package or something where the bow is really supposed to be the focal point, because I am not a bow maker. And this is a little off center, so let me play with this for a moment and get it where it needs to go. But you can see the pipe cleaners came right out the back, and then these will be tied and attached accordingly. But let me get this bow in place. Kind of got to finagle around the flowers a little bit so that we get it in the center. I'm pulling these through. All right. And then I'm just going to secure this right back here. And I will admit, sometimes I cheat because I like my bow to stay in a precise place. I add a few dabs of glue to make it lay down and do exactly what I want it to do because, once again, I am not a bow maker. Okay, so there's the bow for our Mr. Rabbit. And I'm going to add a little dab of glue because I want it to stay precisely like this in this order. It would probably help if I made them the fancy proper way, but I'm not so skilled in that area, so this is just what I do. And the finished product seems okay, so I'm going to just go with what I'm doing. Alrighty, and then we want to add our little carrots somewhere in here where they will fit, and I glued the 2 carrots together first, and that takes a second. This is some kind of yarn on the outside of this, and then I figure out where I'm going to place them here, and I attach more glue. You probably, with these being styrofoam, could run something through them to attach them a little bit better. I'm sure this glue will eventually give way, and we're probably going to have to glue this again. But for a quick idea, I think this will work. And those aren't quite stuck down there yet. Alrighty. So, let's get this a little bit better focused. Here is the finished bunny wreath. Okay. And that's with the ears, the bow, the carrot, or carrots, I guess I should say. There we are. Now you can see the whole thing. And that's the way he is displayed on your door. Now, I did take a pipe cleaner and run it through the back of mine. And darn it, I don't have a pipe cleaner handy. But let me demonstrate with a piece of this wire, since that's right here. Clearly, I wasn't very organized with this right this moment. But you can make a little hook on the back because you've got these wonderful little branches of willow. And I took a pipe cleaner, kind of like this. Pipe cleaner is a little bit bigger. And I just added a little loop. Although when I used my wreath form on the door, it held just fine right there. But if you should want to hang it somewhere else, adding a little loop to the back is a good way to do that. And I just did this, the same kind of thing that I'm doing with the wire, I did with the pipe cleaner. And the one good thing about the pipe cleaner or the wire is that they are bendable. So you can, maneuver it however you need to hang this. And that, my friends, is my Easter Bunny Spring Wreath, all created using Dollar Tree items. I didn't count the number of flowers that I utilized, but I purchased about 13 of these stems. And you can see I still have quite a few flowers left over. So 10 stems would probably suffice. Of course, you can use any colors. You could use all the same color. The ears do come in three different colors that could coordinate with the ears of your bunny. But that's essentially how I created that wreath. You can check me out right here on YouTube. You can check me out on Instagram, Crafty of KC, Twitter, also Crafty of KC. I'm Crafty Creates on Facebook. And you're on my YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Or visit the website, www.craftycreations.com. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Happy crafting!